Today I'm going to be talking about an issue when someone wants to open up the management console to try and check the DSCP server or the Active Directory services. So sometimes you would open up the console and it was working for you before, and suddenly out of nowhere you're trying to access it and you hit an error similar to this that I'm going to show you right now. The error basically says that MMC could not create the snap-in, which means there's something missing and the management console from Windows is not able to access or add the services that you have for DSCP or Active Directory service or printer management or group policy object. It could not add the snap-in for all these services. And this is normally an issue that happens when I've seen when a new version of Windows gets upgraded. Let's say if you have Windows 10 version 1909 and you're going to 20H2 or 21H2, I'll have seen these issues happening. So what I have came up with the solution was I looked at the thing that might be missing, and it seemed that there's something called RSAT from Microsoft. RSAT is basically the remote server administration tool. Sometime after the Windows gets upgraded from one version to another, that tool gets removed or uninstalled when the upgrade finishes. And I think Microsoft does that on purpose because the RSAT has different versions for every version of Windows 10. So today I'm going to show you what you need to do to fix this. So I'm just going to go to Google here, and I'm going to Google RSAT. And then I'm going to go to the Microsoft website, which is a free tool obviously by Microsoft. I'm going to click on this, download remote server administration tool for Windows. And then I'm going to click on download in here. Normally I will choose the 2016, which is the latest, and I will choose in this case the MSU package. You guys could feel free to choose different versions. Actually in here it shows the version of 1709 and 1803, and those are like the old versions of Windows 10, so I picked up the latest one and I think that's the best. So I'm just gonna click next in here. Obviously I chose 64-bit because that's my Windows version. Obviously most of the people have 64-bit right now. If you have a 32-bit, by all means you can choose the x86. In my option or my choice or my situation, I'm gonna choose the 64-bit. So I'm gonna click next to download this. Gonna wait for a minute or two for the download to finish, and then we will run the installer. It might need also the visual add-on like the redistributable for C++. We'll see. Sometimes if it's missing, the installer itself will grab it automatically and install it for you before it proceeds with the RSAT. So I'm going to click on it to install it. Obviously my profile in here is an administrator account, so it didn't ask me for any administrative privilege I have to have because I already have it. In your case, if you do, you're gonna pop up and you would have to put on your admin account if your profile is not admin. In this case, it's telling me to update the KB for the RSAT, so I'm gonna click yes. So I'm gonna just accept the agreement from Microsoft. It's a free tool anyway from Microsoft website, so I'm gonna say I accept. Here the installation will begin. It might take us like 2 to 3 minutes to finish. Sorry, I normally try to keep my videos around 3 minutes or 4. It might take us a little bit more today just because of the nature of the installer. So we'll see how that's gonna take, and then we will finish up our installation or our checking on the tool after this finishes or after the RSAT installation finishes. So as you can see that it's trying to update this KB article by Microsoft. So once the update finishes, the RSAT will be installed, and then when we should open up the console, and here I'm just going to close it for now. Once it's done, we will just open up the management console, and then we'll see if the issue is fixed or not. Just bear with me for a minute or two until this finishes. I've seen it normally taking like maybe 3-4 minutes. I've seen it 1 to 2 minutes. It all depends. So we'll see how long will it take in here. Thanks for your patience until this gets done. Should not take long. I mean, should be done almost soon. There will be no more pop-ups. It will just eventually finish, and we'll just click finish. And then once we open up the console, we will test if the solution is good and fix our problem. Now my computer has a Core i5 processor, so not the fastest or the latest Intel Core i5. So if you've got a Core i5 or if you've got a Core i7 or faster, your machine will finish up the installation faster. Okay, so it finished in here, so I'm gonna click close. That's gonna minimize this for a sec, and then I'm gonna go and open up the admin console here. As you can see, now there's no more error that showed before. Now if you just add your server for Active Directory or for DHCP services, you'll be able to see all the results in here in this menu, so you'll have no problems at all.